And we are live back again after this long season. This is the First Inning Podcast with the BX Bomber and Roger, the big Yankee fan. Say hello, Roger.
Hey, BX Bomber. How's everything going? Things are going pretty good here. Disappointed about the way it turned out with the Yankees and Red Sox in the American League Division Series, but we could discuss that now.
Oh, yeah, man. So what do you think about how it ended, man?
Well, the final two games at Yankee Stadium were not very good at all. The Yankees in Game 3 were embarrassed, and it was disgraceful the way they lost 16-1, and the Red Sox did some major hitting, and it really was an embarrassment. It was the worst loss that the Yankees ever had during the postseason in October.
Absolutely.
With that 16-1 loss. And then the following day, CC Sabathia got into trouble early, and many people felt that Boone should have lifted him a little bit sooner, and he gave up 3 runs, and then Britton came in and gave up a home run as well to Vasquez, the Red Sox catcher, to make it 4-0. And then the Yankees slowly chipped back, and the Red Sox bullpen was very good until they got to Kimbrel. And Kimbrel got into trouble, and Giancarlo Stanton had a terrible at-bat. And then to end the game, Gleyber Torres had a slow roller to our friend Nunez that was playing third base, and he just caught Gleyber Torres coming down the line to end the season. It was a very rough loss, and the tying run was coming in at that point. And so I really feel that the better team did win. The Red Sox did outplay the Yankees quite a bit.
They definitely did, but let's talk about the managing. That was disgusting, man. I like, first of all, Severino, he didn't know what time the game was. I don't know what he was doing back there. He was probably, you know what I thought he was doing? Remember that movie, I forget it, but it's about a baseball pitcher, and he gets signed to the Yankees, and he's real scared to pitch, and he's throwing up in the bathroom and everything, and they're trying to convince him to come out and play. I don't know if you...
Vaguely. I don't remember too much, but
The Scout. It's called The Scout. There you go.
Oh, The Scout. Yeah.
It's the guy from Encino Man.
Throwing 110-mile-per-hour fastballs, supposedly, in the movie.
Yeah. So Severino was doing that in the locker room. He had to be, because everybody warms up before the game, you know.
Right.
And he didn't do that.
Yeah, and what happened was Yankee management really circled the wagons around him and were very defensive about that whole situation, which was brought up by Ron Darling. And he had Severino warming up in the bullpen at 7:32 in the evening when the game was due to start at 7:40. And the Yankees management was very defensive about it, and Ron Darling was just pointing it out. So there could have been a little bit of a problem there with the Yankees not having things together very well.
That's what I don't believe, because okay, the game started at 7:40, and you think the game starts at 8:00, right? Right. It's a 20-minute difference. Okay, so if you think the game starts 40, right? Normally every game starts at 7:00, right? 7:05.
Yeah, during the season at Yankee Stadium in the evening.
Okay, so now you know it's 7:30, right? And you've been playing these playoff games at 7:30, more or less, basically, right? So everybody has their routine before the game. Everybody goes to batting practice. Everybody comes back to the locker room. They take a shower. They wash their hair, do whatever they do. They put a brand new uniform on, and then they come out to the field and they warm up, right? Okay, he didn't know it started at 8:00. So if you think the game, no, he didn't know the game started at 7:30. So if you think the game starts at 8, if you're doing your normal routine, as soon as you walk out onto the field, you'd be like, oh my God, the game's going to start earlier than it is, because you already know what the time frame on how a game starts. You understand what I'm saying? There's time for everything up to leading up to the first pitch of a baseball game. You know, the pitcher has to go out to center field. Now he has to go out to center field, and he does his calisthenics. He does his stretching, and then he does his toss with the catcher and everything. And then they go into the bullpen, right? They do a little session there, and then they all walk back. The whole bullpen as a unit walks back to the dugout.
Staff works with him.
Walks back to the dugout. And that's my favorite part of the game because it's like a boxer, you know? Coming out with the towel around his neck and everything, you know? Yeah, with